Nice, nice. And this. And this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There they go. There they go. That's some expensive stuff they get in there. Well, how all that can turn into this. Stores closing down because of theft, but it's not just San Francisco. Remember when we played you that video ironically taken by extreme Democrat Michael Rappaport? Rappaport told us that the Rite Aid robbed in the video was shutting down thanks to too many thefts, leaving employees out of a job. Look at that guy just walking right out. That's Rappaport filming. Thefts and robberies are on the rise thanks to Joe Biden's inflation. And because of criminal reform laws implemented by liberal politicians across the country, more and more criminals are feeling emboldened to do whatever they want to do with little to no repercussions. You can draw a straight line between those laws and videos like this right there. Groups of people stealing everything, cleaning the racks clean in stores ranging from CVS to Louis Vuitton. Watch this video taken just last week in Atlanta. Try to listen to the only employee there, helplessly confused, yelling at the thieves to just stop.
Hey! Oh my...
That's Atlanta. Atlanta in the United States, more like a third world country. Atlanta's sorry excuse for Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms should change her name to Keisha Lance de Blasio. She eliminated cash bond requirements for low violent offenders. That means shoplifters. And according to Atlanta police, shoplifting went up 4% in 2022 compared to this time last year, which is already elevated. More shockingly, in my hometown of Chicago, get this, where cash bail was also abolished, thefts have gone up 64%. Almost 1,900 thefts in just the first 2 months of 2022 compared to 1,148 in 2021. And in New York, petty larceny, that means items of less than $1,000 in value, went up 29%, all under Joe Biden. These numbers are going through the roof, folks, and they aren't slowing down. And that's what liberals' response to the store owners who are concerned about their well-beings. What's their response? Get more security.
I'm disappointed that they're not doing more to take safety and make it a priority. For example, we still have retailers that won't institute plans like having security officers in their stores, making sure that they've got cameras that are actually operational, locking up their merchandise at night, chaining high-end bags.
Basically saying they have no control. Cops can't stop them. So they want stores to spend more money on security so paid guards could stop criminals in the act, right? You mean like this security guard, the one literally filming the robber nonchalantly leaving on a bike? Once someone leaves a store with stolen goods, it's no longer that guard's problem. No chasing people down, no arresting them on the spot. They're gone. So what happens when a store has to spend more money on security, spend more money on restocking stolen items, spend more money on those glass display cases that the thieves bust up with hammers? Either the company pays, not likely, or we pay, more likely. That means higher prices on top of the high prices already set thanks to Joe Biden in inflation. Want some cereal, an apple, or do you want to pay your electric bill? Make a decision. It's a never-ending cycle. Democrats pump trillions of dollars into the economy. Inflation and prices spike and they rise. People resort to crime when they get arrested. Democrats end cash bail and let those criminals back out on the street. Criminals go back to robbing stores. Stores close or raise their prices even more. And now you can't afford to buy food or clothing, which means Joe Biden will need to pump more money into the economy, and the circle of inflation continues. It's like a dog chasing its tail, but in this case, the dog is a 79-year-old man named Joe Biden, and he doesn't plan to stop running in circles anytime soon. And now I want to bring in the world's best detective, Bo Dietl. So, Bo, what do you make of all this? Castamides, he owns Christides here in New York. Castamides, yeah, he said he's got to hire off-duty cops to keep people from stealing apples in his store.
We can't fluff this around. We're going to bring out inflation, and then all of a sudden they're going to say, well, they're doing this because of inflation. They're stealing formula for their baby, like that idiot AOC said, that they're in these stores robbing because they want to get food for their children. What you're watching right now is a criminal element that's getting away with all these high-end value things. These are not to feed their family. These are thieves and they're criminals. And let's not misinterpret this. There's nothing to do with inflation. These are criminals that are getting away. It started in California. Under $1,000, you can go shop and take all you want. Now it's in New York. I have security people. So the security people, if they get involved with them, in reality, if they try to stop them and they physically use force, it should become robbery. I don't care if it's petit larceny. If you use force to get away and push somebody or hurt somebody, then it becomes a robbery. And you know what? Nobody, this guy in Manhattan, is not going to prosecute it, and everyone knows it. So the whole thing is, let them get away.
These people know. These people know. Tell us, Bo, and we watch this, and our audience, tell our audience what happens. Why do security guards watch these people loot, and they just see them filling up bags and watch them walk out the door? What should a security guard be doing?
Well, the point is you want to call the police. But now when the police arrive, they're not going to arrest them. They're not going to arrest them. Even if they have the property on them, they're not arresting them.
So look at this. Keep talking. Well, you're watching the security guy tape this guy as he nonchalantly gets on his bike and rides out the store, takes a grab at it, misses it. The guy continues to go. Can that security guard stop that thug and throw him in the back and wait for cops to come?
Throw him in the back. Then you know what's going to happen? The police are going to come. He's going to make an allegation against the security guard that the security guard assaulted him, and they may lock up the security guard. This whole world is upside down right now, Eric. I just can't believe it. I'm in the security business. I use off-duty cops a lot who are armed and all that, but I always feel fearful that they're going to get into a confrontation and they're going to use necessary force, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to get sued. They're going to be sued. It's upside down.
Bo, I had Joe Perillo, who's a car dealer in Chicago, on. He got in his store. There was someone who was selling high-end watches. He wasn't part of it, but they did this smash and grab there. One of the perps had a gun. Right? He didn't raise the gun, but he had the gun, and they saw it. A couple of people inside that were working for Perillo had guns as well. If for whatever sake, whatever reason, one of those security guys shoots this guy. He's still armed and he's ripping up. Can't they do that?
No, they have to wait for the criminal to shoot at them first, and then it'll be accepted that they shot back. Because in reality, you could see it happen even with cops on the street. Well, why did they shoot so fast? In other words, you're supposed to wait for the criminal, the guy who's going to kill you, shoot at you, let him miss, then you can return fire. It's all topsy-turvy. And in reality, when I watch these videos, it gets me sick in my stomach when you're allowing these criminals, and especially in Manhattan with Bragg and all that, they bring them down, they bring it to petit larceny, and a lot of these are robbery. If you go to stop these, and I'm going to use the word animal, and that's maybe a racist comment now, because these are animals that we're watching on TV.
You know what, Bo, there's white guys in there.
Well, I'm talking about
the video we're showing are white people. They're animals too.
They're animals. Whoever's robbing is an animal. Yeah. And that's the point I'm trying to say. But in reality, when they're in there smashing these things, smashing all these windows, taking all this jewelry, at that point, if you're trying to stop them, they're afraid, these security guards, that they have a weapon on them. They're going to get killed. And they say to themselves, I'm making $18, $19 an hour. My life is not worth trying to stop these culprits. The bad part is all these same ones. And I said, in New York City, 3,000 to 4,000 are the same critters that you're watching. And if they put them in jail for the crimes they committed, they won't be out on the streets. And you got to build better jails.
You got to get a good DA, though, that's going to prosecute crimes even like that. Bo Dietl, awesome having you on. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Eric.